Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me in Pootles Advent Countdown. This is 24 projects that are going to be coming out to you twice a week all the way through and into December, and I'm having so much fun. And yes, this is the one I'm making today, and yes, there are candy canes in there. We're going to gloss over the fact that clearly the company that provides these are either cheapskates or they haven't got bags that are the right size. Look at that. How much airspace in those? Oh, dreadful. But they're mini candy canes and they come in a box of 24. You can get them in loads of different places. I saw them in, I want to say it was Home Bargains, but it might have been Pound Stretcher, I'm not sure. But yeah, you get 24 in a box. Cute, great, they're lovely. And I've got a lovely box for it. And of course with candy canes, you've got to use the candy cane lane paper. So I'm going to show you how to make it. Now it's a box that folds up and round. I am questioning whether I maybe should have brought the DSP a little bit further down. We're going to discuss that when I get to that part in the project because I don't know. But we're going to have a go. Okay, piece of cardstock, 5 by 11 inches, which is 27.5 by 12.5 centimetres. Couldn't think then. Okay, so on the long side, well, actually we're going to score the short side first. We're going to score it at 1 inch and 4 inches, which is 2.5 and 10 centimetres. And then now we're going to do the long side, and normally I do the short side first. So score it at 4 and 5. And as you will see, this is kind of, that's the front, it goes up and it goes like that. Now we do cut off here on these parts here. So we're going to score to work as kind of like a guide. So score it at 9 inches, which is 22.5 centimetres. And obviously I don't know if I'm flowing all the way around, so just rotate it round and then come in at 2, which is 5 centimetres. Sorry, that's in metric, that's at the 22.5 mark, and when you rotate it round to go there, that's the 5 centimetre mark. I know that confused everybody, didn't we? But it's so that we can cut that off and we've got an accurate place to cut it off. Okay, right, so burnish and crease first, but again don't worry about that little one that we just did there. That they're just marks for cutting purposes. You could have drawn that with a ruler, but you know how I like to cut. So bits to take away, well that's the first bit to get rid of. So where I've got that score line, can I tip it so you can see it? Where's the light? This is autumn, there it is. Autumn weather gives me dodgy lighting, so we're going to get rid of that bit there. So take it away first, and you need long scissors to do this in one go. If not, grab your trimmer. She says doing it in one go and has to take 2 cuts. So don't need those bits, and then this part here we cut straight down the rectangle and cut into the square. Concentrating so I'm not speaking. Right, so that is going to fold up, that's the back, and that's going to tuck round, and then it will go around the front there. So I've got designer series paper to go on it, so I've got a piece for the front, which is that piece, and it measures 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, which is 9.5 by 7. And I've got a piece for the back, which I've lost. Oh, here it is. Now, the size that I originally did up here, I've lost the measurements again, 2 3/4 by 1 3/4, but I'm wondering if maybe it needed to go down a bit more. So I grabbed another one that was a bit longer, and I think that actually will be better. So what's that measuring in at? So that's rough, that's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, so that's going to go inside there. That one's going to go on the front. In metric we're going with 9.5 by 7, and we're going to go with 7 by 7. For that part there. Do need to round the corners of that and the top just to get that pretty finish. And with this square one, make sure you're rounding the corners of the top part. You can do the bottom, but you're not going to see it. I love this paper. Isn't it stunning? Gorgeous. Right, let me just move this out of the way. I'm running out of space. So snail on these. I think that's definitely going to look better. We'll know when I've got the candy canes in. If you're confused about the measurements I just gave you, check on my blog, they'll all be there. Let's hope I got this the right way up. So it's all going to come up like that. Right, so I want some adhesive on here, so I'm going to use Fast Fuse. Oh, get myself all tangled in it. And on these parts, this part is the front and it's going to come up and round. Definitely want some on there. Oopsie. So these tabs inside the back part and just line up, and so it's nice and neat there. And the same over there. Then these are going to come round. And make sure you're lining up the top on this, because we don't like wibbly on the top. And there we go. So yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? Because it doesn't go down too far, but it's enough. Looks much better. Right, candy canes in, and then I'll do the stamping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I got 5 in my first go. Oh, oh, okay. The red candy cane sheep of the family. Wasn't expecting that. So 5 in there because I'm a generous gifter. And then my little panels that I've got on the front here, sweep everything out of the way. These measure, this is 2 by 2 3/4 inches, which is 5 by 7 centimetres. This one is ½ centimetre less, 1/4 inch less, 1 3/4 by 2.5, or 4.5 by 6.5. And I've got the Candy Cane Lane, sorry, Candy Cane Christmas matching stamp set because of this greeting, a Christmas greeting with something for eating. Absolutely perfect. So let's get this prepped up on a block. So is that one going to fit? Yes, that's an E block, is it? No, I'm sorry, it's a C block. So I'm lining it up on my grid paper. I haven't stuck my head on the top of the camera. And on there. And I've got chocolate chip, so although there isn't any chocolate chip in there, or well actually there is on the bow, I was going with it because it kind of sat with the whole theme absolutely perfectly. Line this up, and I'm going to do, I really am going to do my very best to get this lined up. Now I could use my Stamp-A-Majig, but you know, sometimes I just like to stamp and go. Cross your fingers, everybody. Yay! Oh, look at that. Don't think I could do that again if I tried. Now, I know that this is, I haven't used chocolate chip for a while over the summer. So I'm going to have to put this, blow it, and put it off to one side to dry because I had a tiny little bit of smudging on there. Possibly because I stamped on shimmer paper instead of that. So, right, tire bow. This is the baker's twine that's in a trio. No, it's not. Sorry, it's in a duo for the Candy Cane Lane suite, and it's white with red metallic thread going through it, and then there's the other one is a plain red one, and it's glorious. I just think it's so sweet. I kind of wish it was thicker, hence why I've looped it 3 times. Mind you, I suppose it's better to have it thinner and double it up to make it thicker than to have it too thick and have to shred it to make it thinner, because that's always a nightmare. Okay, let's get this mounted up. And I haven't given you the finished dimensions of the box, have I? It's 4 inches tall to that part there, 3 inches wide and 1 inch deep, which in metric is 10 centimetres tall, 7.5 centimetres wide and 2 centimetres at its shortest part. Oh, let's just get loads of dimensionals on that. Way too many, but that's okay. and it will fit nice and neatly in the middle with a nice border all the way round with my candy canes inside, and then the bow, you could put it at the top if you wanted, but I kind of like it there. What do you think? I like it. Very cute if you are somebody who sells at craft fairs, and a whole line of these stood up, which obviously you're not looking at the right angle, so they're going to be stood up like that. Really cute, very eye-catching, and definitely sellable. And I want to say I paid £1.50 for that packet. You could charge £1 for each of those and you're going to get loads out. 5 of them just out of that packet alone, and loads from a sheet. So yeah, gorgeous. Thank you ever so much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon.